Welcome to part 45 of the Ultimate Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg, where we explore true crime, urban legends, mysterious disappearances, myths and legends, internet mysteries, and more. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell since I drop new content all the time. The Leatherman. In the late 19th century, a figure known only as the Leatherman became a fixture in certain areas of New England. This mysterious individual, clothed entirely in a suit made of leather patches, embarked on a never-ending loop between the Connecticut and Hudson rivers. This journey that spanned roughly 365 miles was completed every 34 days like clockwork. The origins of the Leatherman are a mystery, with no definitive records of his true identity or reasons for his continuous travels. Speculations suggest he may have been Jules Bourglet of France or one of the French-speaking regions of Canada, though this remains unverified. What is known is that his presence was first noted in the 1850s, and he continued his circuit until 1889, braving harsh weathers and living off the land and the kindness of strangers. Despite his imposing appearance, the Leatherman was known to be non-threatening and shy. Residents along his route would often leave food out for him, which he accepted without ever staying long enough to form any apparent human bonds. His communication was minimal, often limited to grunts or gestures, and it is speculated that he did not have a good grasp of the English language. The path he traveled, known as the Leatherman's Loop, took him through towns where people noted his punctual and predictable appearances. This regularity led to a form of local celebrity status, with people awaiting his visits as part of an ongoing tradition. However, beyond the surface interactions, no one truly knew the man beneath the leather suit, his thoughts, or his past. The Leatherman was known to utilize a series of caves and huts along his route as shelter. These places that have since become points of interest and have been explored by historians and enthusiasts trying to piece together his life. Inside these shelters, artifacts from his journey, such as handmade tools, scraps of his leather attire, and small personal items, have been found. In 1889, the Leatherman's journey came to an abrupt halt. He was found deceased in one of his makeshift shelters in Mount Pleasant, New York. An autopsy revealed that his end came from cancer caused by chewing tobacco, a common habit of the time. His passing marked the end of an era and the beginning of a legend that would spark speculation. Following his death, the Leatherman was buried in Ossining, New York. In 2011, attempts were made to exhume his body to glean more about his identity through modern scientific methods. However, only coffin nails and soil stains were found, as his remains had completely decomposed. Theories about his life continue to circulate, though they are all completely speculative. Some suggest he was a heartbroken lover wandering in grief. Others believe he was escaping a troubled past. However, without concrete evidence, these theories remain part of the folklore that surrounds his mysterious figure. The Atlanta Blood House. On September 8, 1987, Minnie Winston, a 77-year-old resident of Atlanta, Georgia, discovered a startling scene in her bathroom. As she stepped out of the shower, she noticed what appeared to be blood seeping from the floor and walls. Shocked and frightened, she called for her husband, William, who confirmed the presence of the mysterious red liquid. They immediately contacted the police, setting off an investigation that would capture the attention of the nation. Upon arrival, the police found the Winstons' home splattered with blood-like substances in several rooms, including the bathroom, kitchen, and living room. The police collected samples of the liquid for analysis. Laboratory tests revealed that the substance was human blood, specifically type O, which neither Minnie nor William had. This finding ruled out the possibility that the blood came from either of the elderly couple. Further, it ruled out an initial theory that it was actually animal blood. The absence of any signs of forced entry or struggle in the house further puzzled investigators. The police searched for logical explanations, considering possibilities like a prank or an unusual plumbing issue, but no conclusive evidence emerged. Despite thorough investigations by the Atlanta police and local authorities, no source or cause for the blood was ever identified. The case remained open, and over time various theories surfaced, each attempting to explain the strange event. One popular theory suggested paranormal activity, with some believing that the house was haunted by a spirit that manifested its presence through the blood. This idea was fueled by the fact that the Winstons reported no previous unusual occurrences in their home before that night. Another theory proposed that the blood might have come from an unknown third party who somehow entered the house without detection. However, the lack of any physical evidence supporting this theory made it less plausible. Some speculated that the blood could have been part of a bizarre hoax, but the Winstons were described as a quiet, respectable couple with no known enemies or reason to stage such an elaborate ruse. Notably, the police seemed to prefer this theory, though I suspect this may have been because the case was just so unusual. In favor of this theory, investigators observed that the Winstons' daughter worked in a hospital. However, without any evidence whatsoever to implicate the daughter in this event, I simply don't see this as a relevant piece of evidence. The media coverage of the Atlanta Bloodhouse incident brought widespread attention to the Winstons' plight. News outlets across the country reported on the mysterious case, drawing public fascination and sparking debates about the possible explanations. Despite the intense scrutiny, no new leads or information came to light, and the case gradually faded from the headlines. Minnie Winston lived in the house until her passing in 2015 at the age of 104. After the bizarre incident, the Winstons managed to continue their lives with relative normalcy despite the media frenzy and public curiosity that surrounded them in the immediate aftermath. The house itself has seen no further reports of unusual activity, and the subsequent residents have reportedly not experienced anything out of the ordinary. The event has largely faded with no new developments or explanations emerging over the years. The case remains officially unsolved, and the property is now just another residence in Atlanta, albeit with a peculiar history. The disappearance of the Baroness of the Galapagos. The Galapagos Islands, an isolated archipelago in the Pacific Ocean, have long been renowned for their isolation and natural beauty. Baroness Eloise was a self-proclaimed baroness who became a notable figure in the history of the Galapagos Islands. She arrived on Floriana Island in 1932 with her two lovers, Robert Philipson and Rudolf Lorenz, and an Ecuadorian servant. The self-proclaimed baroness aimed to establish a luxurious hotel on the remote island, envisioning a paradise of opulence amidst the rugged landscape. Her arrival immediately stirred the small community, consisting of two other groups, the Wittmer family and the reclusive Dr. Friedrich Ritter and his companion Doris Strauch. The Baroness quickly gained notoriety for her flamboyant personality and unconventional lifestyle. She often carried a pistol and dressed in extremely revealing outfits. Further, she took to calling herself the, quote, Empress of Floriana, quite a rank up from her previous self-proclaimed Baroness title. Her behavior and plans clashed with the other settlers, leading to tensions and conflicts. The situation on Floriana escalated as the Baroness attempted to assert her dominance over the island. Her relationships with Philipson and Lorenz were fraught with jealousy and competition, adding to the volatile atmosphere. The other settlers viewed her with suspicion and resentment, further isolating her from the small community. In March 1934, the Baroness and Philipson vanished without a trace. According to the Whitmers, the Baroness claimed she was leaving for Tahiti with a friend who arrived on a yacht. However, no records or sightings of her departure exist, and the yacht was never identified. Lorenz, left behind, sought refuge with the Whitmers, fearing for his life. He later attempted to leave the island but met a grim fate on Marchena Island, where his decomposed body was found alongside a Norwegian fisherman. The disappearance of the Baroness sparked numerous theories and speculations. Some believe she and Philipson succumbed to the harsh environment of the island or were lost at sea. Others suggest foul play, pointing to the high tensions and personal vendettas among the island's inhabitants. One of the key figures in this mystery is Dore Strauch, who documented her experiences on Floriana in her book Satan Came to Eden. Strauch described the Baroness as a manipulative and dangerous presence, suggesting that her disappearance was a result of her antagonistic behavior. Strauch's account, while detailed, is subjective and reflects her personal biases, leaving readers to question the reliability of her narrative. Margaret Whitmer, another primary source, offered a different perspective in her memoir, Floriana. Whitmer portrayed the Baroness as an eccentric but ultimately harmless figure. She recounted the Baroness's supposed departure and Lorenz's subsequent desperation. Whitmer's account, though less dramatic, also leaves many questions unanswered, adding to the ambiguity of the events. The conflicting accounts and lack of evidence have made the disappearance of the Baroness a subject of enduring mystery. Despite numerous expeditions and investigations, the fate of the Baroness and Philipson remains unknown. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Jimmy here. Let me take a brief moment to promote my channel. If you're enjoying my content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell. Also, if you really want to take it to the next level, please consider signing up for a YouTube membership or a Patreon membership. You can support for as little as 99 cents a month. Notably, if you sign up for the YouTube membership, there are a few extra videos there as well from my very early days as a YouTuber. Also remember to join the Discord as well. We've got just over 100 members at this point. K-129 submarine. In 1968, during the height of the Cold War, the Soviet submarine K-129 embarked on a mission that would lead to one of the most intriguing maritime mysteries of the era. K-129 was a Golf II class ballistic missile submarine, equipped with 3 ballistic missiles and powered by diesel-electric engines. It belonged to the Soviet Pacific Fleet and was stationed at the Rybachi Naval Base on the Kamchatka Peninsula. K-129 left its base in February 1968 for a routine patrol mission in the Pacific Ocean. However, the submarine never completed its mission and was declared missing in March 1968. The exact reasons behind its sinking remain undisclosed by both Soviet and American sources, contributing to the enigma surrounding its disappearance. The Soviets launched an extensive search but failed to locate the submarine due to the lack of advanced underwater detection technology. Unbeknownst to the Soviets, the U.S. had identified the location of K-129 using underwater sonar technology from the Sound Surveillance System, better known as SOSUS. Yes, you heard me correctly. The surveillance system is called SOSUS. The wreck was found approximately 1,600 miles northwest of Hawaii at a depth of around 16,000 feet. This discovery presented the U.S. with a significant intelligence gathering opportunity, given the submarine's nuclear capabilities and cryptographic equipment. The CIA then embarked on a top-secret mission to recover the submarine, codenamed Project Azorian. To achieve this, the CIA contracted Global Marine Development, Inc. to design and build a specialized ship, the Hughes Glomar Explorer. The vessel was ostensibly constructed for deep-sea mining. A cover story was invented utilizing billionaire Howard Hughes, who lent his name to the project despite having no direct involvement. In July 1974, the Hughes Glomar explorer arrived at the recovery site and began the clandestine operation to lift K-129 from the ocean floor. The ship employed a large mechanical claw designed to grasp and lift the submarine. However, during the recovery, a part of the submarine broke off and sank back to the ocean floor. Despite this setback, the crew managed to recover a portion of the submarine, which included the remains of 6 Soviet sailors. These sailors were given a proper burial at sea, and the event was later documented and presented to the Russian government in 1992. The operation remained a closely guarded secret until February 1975, when the Los Angeles Times exposed Project Azorian, revealing details of the CIA's mission. This disclosure caused a significant stir, and subsequent attempts to recover the remaining parts of K-129 were abandoned to avoid escalating tensions with the Soviet Union. Project Azorian stands out as a remarkable example of Cold War ingenuity and the lengths to which intelligence agencies would go to gain an advantage over their adversaries. Over the years, various theories have emerged regarding the cause of K-129's sinking. Some suggest it was due to a mechanical failure or an onboard explosion. Others speculate about a possible collision with a U.S. submarine, although there is no concrete evidence to support this claim. Others suggest that it was intentionally targeted by the Americans and that Project Azorian was already planned in advance. The Ghost Rockets. In 1946, a series of mysterious aerial phenomena known as the Ghost Rockets were reported predominantly over Sweden. The first reports emerged in February 1946 from Finland and soon spread to Sweden and Norway. The sightings described elongated, rocket-like objects, sometimes leaving behind trails of smoke and occasionally exhibiting erratic movements or crashing into lakes. By the end of 1946, over 2,000 sightings had been recorded, with a peak occurring in mid-August during the Perseid meteor shower. Initially, many speculated that the ghost rockets were Soviet tests of captured German V-2 rocket technology. This theory was fueled by the geopolitical tension of the time and the fact that the Soviets had taken over the Peenemünde rocket base in Germany. However, historical records released after the Soviet Union's dissolution indicated that no V-2 launches were conducted by the Soviets in 1946, likely debunking this theory. The Swedish military took the sightings seriously, launching investigations and even employing radar tracking to determine the object's origins. Despite extensive efforts, including naval searches of lakes where the objects reportedly crashed, no conclusive evidence was found. One notable investigation involved a search in Lake Kolmjärvi, where divers discovered a crater, but no remnants of a rocket. Theories about the nature of the ghost rockets abound. Some scientists, such as the Swedish Nobel laureate Dr. Manny Siegbahn, suggested that many of the sightings could be explained by natural phenomena like meteors. This theory gained traction, particularly since the peak of the sightings coincided with a major meteor shower. Nonetheless, the persistence and detailed nature of many reports kept the mystery alive. There were also claims of extraterrestrial origins. A declassified U.S. Air Force document from 1948 revealed that some military officials believed the ghost rockets could be evidence of a technology far beyond what was known on Earth at the time. This document mentioned an incident where a UFO was observed over Newbyberg Air Base for about 30 minutes, adding to the speculative and mysterious nature of the phenomena. The ghost rockets were not confined to Scandinavia. Similar objects were reported in Greece, Portugal, Belgium, and northern Italy, leading to further international investigations. In Greece, a research team concluded that the objects were not missiles, but was stopped from further inquiry by higher authorities, allegedly due to the involvement of foreign officials. Despite numerous theories and extensive investigations, The ghost rockets remain unexplained. The phenomenon gradually faded from the headlines as newer UFO sightings, such as the famous 1947 Kenneth Arnold sightings and the Roswell incident, captured the public's imagination. The disappearance of Cam Lyman. Cam Lyman lived a life marked by wealth, dog breeding, and mysterious circumstances surrounding his disappearance in 1987. Cam was a multimillionaire known for breeding champion Clumber Spaniels and Bernese Mountain Dogs. Despite his success, his personal life was unconventional and reclusive. Cam Lyman came from a prominent Boston family. His father, Arthur T. Lyman, was a well-known figure in Boston society. After Arthur's death in 1968, Cam began distancing himself from his remaining family. Around this time, he started presenting himself as a man, adopting the name Cam, wearing men's clothing, cutting his hair short. In the 1980s, Cam's life took a more secluded turn when he moved to Rhode Island. He appointed George O'Neill as the caretaker of his estate and dogs. O'Neill played a significant role in Cam's life, managing his affairs and maintaining the property. However, in 1987, Cam's relatives noticed they had not received the usual Christmas card from him. This led them to investigate, only to find that no one had seen or heard from Cam for months. O'Neill claimed that he had a fight with Cam over the phone about the dogs, after which Cam hung up. When O'Neill went to Cam's house the next day, he found the phone ripped out of the wall and the doors wide open. O'Neill speculated that Cam had gone to Europe for sex reassignment surgery, but he couldn't provide any proof of this trip. Additionally, O'Neill did not report Cam's disappearance for nearly 6 months, which raised further suspicions. Cam Lyman's body was discovered in 1997 in a septic tank on his estate in Hopkinton, Rhode Island. The discovery was made by the new owners of the property, who found the remains while conducting maintenance. Despite the discovery of the body, no one has been charged in connection with Cam's demise. The unsolved nature of the case, combined with Cam's reclusive lifestyle and the circumstances of the discovery, fueled various theories about what might have happened. Some speculated about potential financial motives, given Cam's wealth and the fact that his final will left his estate to the American Kennel Club. George O'Neill was later indicted in 2003 for embezzling $15,000 from Cam Lyman's estate. He was sentenced to 1 year of probation and ordered to pay court costs. O'Neill passed away in 2011 without providing further information about Cam's disappearance. Derek Amato. Derek Amato was born in 1966 in Denver, Colorado, and lived a normal life prior to an accident in October 2006. Amato's life took a dramatic turn during a casual pool party with friends. Attempting to dive into the pool, he miscalculated the depth and struck his head against the concrete bottom. The impact caused a severe concussion and partial hearing loss. However, it also led to a phenomenon known as acquired savant syndrome. Before the incident, Amato had no formal music training, making his sudden ability to play the piano with virtuosity both astonishing and perplexing. Acquired savant syndrome is a rare condition where a person gains extraordinary abilities in areas such as music, art, or mathematics following a brain injury or disease. 4 days after the accident, Amato found himself inexplicably drawn to a friend's keyboard. Despite never having played the piano, he was compelled to sit down and place his hands on the keys. To his and his friend's amazement, Amato began playing beautiful, complex music effortlessly. He described the experience as seeing black and white structures moving across his mind, guiding his fingers to the correct keys. This newfound ability stunned everyone around him and marked the beginning of his journey as a musical savant. Doctors and neuroscientists have studied Amato's case extensively to understand the neurological basis of his abilities. MRI scans of his brain showed significant changes in the areas associated with musical processing and memory. It is believed that the trauma to his brain rewired his neural networks, enabling him to access dormant abilities. This theory aligns with other cases of acquired savant syndrome, where brain injuries unlock hidden talents. Amato's own description of seeing music as a series of patterns and shapes is consistent with synesthesia, a condition where one sensory experience involuntarily triggers another. In Amato's case, it appears that his brain injury induced a form of synesthesia that allows him to visualize music. Since discovering his talent, Amato has embraced his new identity as a musician. He has released several albums, showcasing his unique style that blends classical, jazz, and contemporary influences. His music has been praised for its emotional depth and technical brilliance. Despite extensive research, many aspects of Amato's condition remain a mystery. The exact mechanisms that enable his musical abilities are not fully understood, and his case continues to intrigue scientists. Some theories suggest that everyone might possess latent abilities that could be unlocked under the right circumstances. This idea challenges conventional views of talent and intelligence, suggesting that extraordinary abilities might lie dormant within us all. Another theory posits that brain injuries can sometimes bypass conventional neural pathways, creating new connections that lead to savant-like skills. This phenomenon raises questions about the nature of creativity and the potential for brain plasticity. Make sure to check out the YouTube membership and Patreon. You can support my channel for as little as 99 cents a month. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. Shout out to my patrons Noah Schubert, Iced Mocha, Kurt the Squirt, Monoxide Wendigo, Jeffer Metcalf, Z-Volts, Director Delta, Unknown Delusions, Faye, Jack Russell, Boomslang, and Blasphemous. Big shout out to YouTube members Jordan All and Lowlife Baphomet. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Peace out, everyone.